Morning in the hood. Got up a bit earlier for this reason. Well, if you were driving to Jim Thorpe, what would you call the video? And somebody up here still selling papers and blocking the road. We just missed our left turn. Idiots. 3 minutes after 10 a.m. Yes, I said a.m. Let's see how long this ride takes. It's supposed to get a bit warmer later on too. See how it is where we're going. They're trying to move here, but traffic's barely moving. We'll see when we arrive at Jim Thorpe. Maybe in a couple of days. And of course, Sherwood Farm. We'll live there one day. And now on Glenarm Road. And coming into its namesake. A Ma and Pa community. Or former Ma and Pa community, I should say. That line no longer runs. Oh, I hate saying that. We still got a station over there somewhere, though. Yeah, right there. But no more crossing or track. Now on Harvard Road, northbound. And about to pass through Fork. No fork here, but still called that. How it got the name, I don't know. On a red block. Back at you. Still, wish the person in front of me would pick up the pace. It's a 50-mile-an-hour zone, I'm only doing about 40. If even that. Approaching the US 1 Bel Air bypass, which I guess I'll take northbound. We'll be on US 1 for about another half hour, give or take. And again, a road and a view I don't see very much these days. But 15 years back, we're always coming out here. Got the video to prove it. And up here, Ma and Pa territory again. The Ma and Pa trail passes beneath the bridge here, along with Tollgate Road. But the original Ma and Pa would have come out of the woods there and took the cross to the right, up that way somewhere. Up here, the bypass ends. And we're back on the original 2-lane highway. Hey, I could record and upload the entire trip to Jim Thorpe. But nobody wants to watch a video for 3.5 hours. Or would you? And now descending into the Deer Creek Valley. And crossing up Deer Creek itself. Beneath this bridge up here. At one time there were lights over there that said Jesus saves. But don't see them anymore, they're turned off. Maybe a couple of Jews moved in there. And in my classic vids, folks like it when I get the gas prices. So I'll get them now. But then again, the classic prices were better than today's prices. This might be a northbound route, and now we're facing almost due east. In fact, in Maryland, US 1 rarely runs due north and south. But we'll soon pick up US 222 northbound, which does go due north, or almost due north anyway. And up here, two things that go together. Cliff's Liquors and Cliff's Auto Parts. Liquor and auto parts, they go together. I guess Cliff is diverse. And of course up here, our usual crossing of Conowingo Dam over the Susquehanna River. Damn. It's almost a mile long. And cranes for the floodgates. Oh, new cranes. New motors on the crane, whatever. Wow. End of the dam up here. Underneath the bridge there passes the former Columbian Port Deposit line of the PRR. Now Norfolk Southern. And up ahead, the aforementioned US 222, which will turn left and take northbound. Almost due north, as I said. And here it be. If you watched my recent posting of my Strasburg ride, you would have seen this from back in the late 90s. Well, here's the first high def of the route. And up here, one of our former stops, Johnston's Liquors. I won't stop there now, in case I decide to upload this video. Gotta keep it clean. But just beyond the pier, we cross north of the border. Somewhere up here. And here's where it occurs. Just cross state lines. Now we're north of the border. We're in Pennsylvania. Oh no, forgot my passport. Gotta go back. To the right is southbound PA 272, which goes to the eastern shore eventually. But we'll stay here on the western shore. But this part of Pennsylvania, there is no shore. For sure. On a house with the air raid siren on the property. Imagine the thing goes off every time you wake up. Up ahead, the original 222 bears to the right. But we're staying on 272. It's a shortcut, and both routes again meet just south of Lancaster. Hope I said that right. And up on the bend was the former crossing of the one-time Lancaster, Oxford, and Southern Railway, LONS. In fact, their motor car still operates at Strasburg. But up there where the slight kink is, would have been the one-time narrow gauge crossing. The crossing would have been right here in front of us, going diagonally from left to right on its way northwest, northeast rather. In fact, over here, part of the grade can still be made out. Right there where those trees are. That level spot where the shadow is. And on down to the southwest. Abandoned 1919. And to the northeast, they ran over there by those buildings. In fact, those buildings were one time warehouses for the railroad. Now, of course, farm buildings. But that's where the LONS once ran and used those buildings. More history for you, just for watching. Okay, time to continue on. north on 272. But of course, driving by all these farms, one can smell the fertilizer after a point. Smells good. Now entering a place known as Buck, PA. That's turning left takes you to Holdwood. Turning right takes you to Quarryville. I remembered. The road is intersect up here before being changed around. And up over the hill, the road becomes a 4-lane highway. Oh, it still does. That didn't change. We passed beneath the former Conrail high grade line. Abandoned a ways back though. And up here is where that happens. The line up there, the high grade line, is now abandoned. I used to play my horn when I went through here. I'm not that loud anymore. Wasn't worth it. Nice day for a walk along the highway. We've been on the road about an hour and a half so far. And here's as far as we got. A few miles south of Lancaster. The song in the background is called Street Without a Name. Doesn't matter, it's still got a number. Another red block. Back at you again. I hate red blocks. Anyway, now passing through a place called Willow Street. But don't know if there's a street in this town with that name. Just past a Willow Road. That's as close as we're gonna get. Another house I can afford. Nope, can't even afford that one. But up ahead is where US 222 rejoins this road. And both become one going northbound through Lancaster itself. Now you know, pass it on. Up here we cross over Peckway Creek and enter Lancaster officially. Lancaster, PA, a place I used to see on a semi-regular basis back in the 80s and 90s. Just passing the... Oh, hi, sexy. Remember that one from my YouTube number 100? When I looked at a girl and said, hi, sexy, on the corner? Somebody didn't watch that. But now we follow a series of turns to stay on northbound 222. I believe it's the center lane that I get in to stay going through. It's been a while. That tag says visit PA. What do you think we're doing, doofus? Up here is PA 462, the original east-west US 30. But now US 30 has been relocated around the town. And in case you're curious, we've come 63 miles so far. Departing Lancaster, heading for Reading. Well, that almost rhymes. I'm crossing here with the Amtrak Norfolk Southern line, formerly Amtrak Conrail. They're east-west Maine. As I said, we're still going to be following 222 as far as the Reading area. Another 45 minutes up the road. Last passed through here back in 2000. And that was at night. Up ahead is the rerouted US 30, which 222 follows for a bit, which I'll pick up if this bike rider doesn't block me. Yeah, there we go. Well, they can't go that way. It's limited access. He's going somewhere. Made it. Hopefully he can stay in this lane without having to merge onto US 30 eastbound. And I can. Good they didn't change this around. They kept it easy. Now if I'd have stayed on that road back there, that was old US 222, now PA 501. But I'll take the 4-lane highway here as far as Allentown and Reading. And now for a straight shot to Reading. Now listening to a song called Across the Land of Light. Well, look out there. Lots of light out there now. Appropriate song. We've been here on worse days than this. Got a cool windmill up there. Don't know if it's still functional. Up here is the exit for Ephrata, PA. However you say it. My father used to deer hunt here back in the 50s and 60s. Maybe there, up that mountain. This mountain is called Blue Mountain. The first of our mountains. And up here, the Pennsylvania Turnpike interchange. But up ahead, the road got changed around a bit in the last 10 years. I gotta try to pick out the old route that I used to take. Yeah, the road got changed around here for sure. But now to try to pick out the original route. We used to go down there to a traffic light and then turn right. But everything's different now. Actually, this is the original route. They just widened the road since 2000 when I last passed. Just a wider road, that's all. And now 4 lanes, not just 2. We're still heading for Reading. And that still rhymes. Still how it's strange. You turn your back for 10 years, and they change the road around on you. But I believe up here, I gotta take the business route to stay on the original route to the right there. So maybe I'll do it. I'll take the new road some another time. But this way I stick to the original route. Now back on the route that I remember. Now ahead we turn left to pick up Route 724 northbound. This light back in the 90s would just let 4 cars through and then change back to red again. But I'm the first car now, so it doesn't matter. We're the lead vehicle. This is considered a westbound route, okay. Actually, we're bypassing Reading on this road. We're not going to pass through Reading. Once upon a time, this was our route around this place before the highways got changed around and completed. And up here, the current 222 intersects. If I'd have kept on the 4-lane highway, it would have passed beneath this bridge. But I'm still sticking with the original bypass route around Reading. We'll go back onto 222 again, another 20 miles, when both routes meet again. And there's the disadvantage taking this road. You get cut off. But you're in Pennsylvania, so you gotta be forgiving. Getting a run by way down there on the Norfolk Southern line. Wish I were closer to it. I'll try and slow down. Somebody behind me, but who cares? Norfolk Southern, a former Erie line right there. And the end. Because in the bridge, they just say the word Erie on it. That's how I know. Up here is east-west, US 422, as we pass through Sinking Spring. And for the record, there is a fault line extending from here to Elkridge, past there by the Thomas Viaduct. Hope it never shifts for that reason. Or there goes the viaduct. They built the viaduct on a fault line back in 1835. They should have called the Corps of Engineers first. Westbound goes towards Hershey. And on top of a fault line, brace yourself. Tricky intersection to get across here. You have to jump across 422, then hang a sharp right here to stay on your route on this unnumbered road. And actually managed to do it. It's been a while, but I can handle it. As I said, my last trip through here was nighttime, back in February of 2000. And if we're keeping score, we've come 94 miles so far. When I first passed here, those neighborhoods weren't here yet. This place is all woods. And I'm not even that old. Well, that's new stuff there in the past decade. But not departing Sinking Spring. But up ahead the road was at one time continuous. It poured straight through there and became 4 lanes automatically. Now the 4 lanes have been closed off right there. We've got to go to this interchange up here. And I'm about to merge onto the current route. But back in the day, you wouldn't have to do this, because the road that we were just on would have become this road automatically from 2 lanes to 4 and picked up right here. But after this bridge, back on the original route again. See, it keeps changing. And they're still fixing things up through here. Anyway, they're back on 222. Although 10 years back, this wasn't 222 quite yet. 222 came in about 5 miles up. I'm confused too. Up ahead someplace is a tourist line crossing over. But don't think this is it. I see freight cars up there. Oh, this is it. Blue Mountain and Reading Railroad. Okay. I guess they also haul freight. And one more behind it. Lots of trains here. But now departing the Reading area. Our next point of interest will be Allentown. Just like that Billy Joel song from the 70s. For those of you who cared for it. And up ahead is where US 222 used to come in before being changed around from out of Reading, right up there. Now it's considered the business route. And our route's the main northbound route. Now back on the original right-of-way, it's northbound 222. See how long it lasts. See how long before the next relocation. I'm trying to keep the original route. Still, great being on a road that one hasn't seen in over 10 years. Some parts still look the same. Typical Pennsylvania highway. But again, on a northbound route that rarely faces due north. When we first got on this road, it faced due north. Now we're facing almost due east. And as I keep saying, it's not a dirty word. You tell people you live in Virginville. You know what they're going to say to you if you tell them something like that. You're living a lie. Anyway, now bypassing Kutztown, the home of Kutztown University. Right there is the university water tank. That's a huge tank for university. You must drink a lot of water here. I thought most universities, they drank beer and not water. Shows how much I know. Up here the bypass ends. We're back on the original route, which comes out of the right there. And up ahead we become it. Back on the original US 222. Right here. See, watch my vid, you'll learn something. If you don't like to learn, turn it off right now. And I guess up here we'll make one of our usual stops. Usual in the late 90s anyway. This here Exxon. And there's the gas price for posterity. And I'm going to park way over there, my usual parking space from the 90s. Right over here. Nice view through the woods, if you can see it. And the Exxon. There was a Citgo back in the mid-90s with a really dirty bathroom. Hope it's come a long way since. And again, time lapse, we're done. But she's not going to drive like she did back in the 90s. Let her at the throttle? Yeah, right. Continuing on. 222 northbound. As mentioned, the next hotspot will be the Allentown area. But up here, I see the road again changing. Hope not too different. I guess for now keep on North 222. Though it did change. I'm diverting off my original route. Hadn't intended. But I'll get back on it further up. All this stuff over here is brand new. I've never heard of brand old. So, first time I'm seeing this road, but inadvertently. This is unplanned. But up ahead, I-78 and PA 309. So as of the 309 ramp down there going northbound, I'm back on my original route. We follow 309 for about the next 40 miles. Just watch. Now about to pass beneath east-west US 22. And now we're actually heading almost due north. That's different. Another crossing up here. Probably next Conrail line. That part of Norfolk Southern. No run by this time, guys. Sorry. Another red block. Anyway. Again on we go. And about to dip beneath the Pennsylvania Turnpike's northeast extension. Northeast being to the right. And back into the wilderness. Hopefully. And now passing through someplace. Yeah, that's it. Up until the late 1960s, this was US 309 before being demoted to State Highway 309. Yes, they demote roads, believe it or not. And this one is one such. But if the Google map is to be believed, we're only 25 miles from Jim Thorpe. Though it seems like further at this point. Another town of sorts. What other kinds of towns are there? Just of sorts. But up ahead we leave 309 and pick up PA 873. Lucky I remembered that number.
Yep.
We would have got lost. Not really. And more points of interest. With Slatington being the next one. And someplace up here is a church that I shot in sepia-tone back in my videotape days. You always turn without signaling? Yeah, so do I. And over there is the church I was referring to. Sepia-tone? About that, memories. Alright, back on the road. And now passing through the village of Neffs, Pennsylvania. Yes, that's what it's called. You can't make this stuff up. And apparently it's getting warm out there. When we departed Baltimore, it was about 10 degrees cooler than it is out there now. Despite us being further north right now. Now we're coming into Slatington, Pennsylvania. Just like Jim Thorpe, it's nestled in a mountain valley. You gotta love towns like this. We don't gotta love them, but they're pretty cool. And there's even a traffic light here. How about that? even in small town America, where life goes on. Of downtown Slatington. Interesting town in the mountain valley, with houses in the hillside, just like Ellicott City, Maryland. This part of the road was since fixed, as my last travel over it. And now we're in the old part of Slatington. Apparently, the houses look older here, the structures. Almost missed my turn, but I got it. In fact, in a few miles, this road will come to an end onto another state highway. And again, hey sexy, I better quit lying. And if my calculations are correct, only about 15 minutes out of Jim Thorpe. I'll probably cross over a bridge to pick up 248 to the west. Cool mountaintop there. But no sign for Jim Thorpe yet. Got a road here on 2 levels. Westbound lanes here. Eastbound one's down. There's a place over the edge. Carved into a mountainside. To the left, another railroad of sorts. Someplace over there. Probably an ex-Erie line. Now, you guessed it, Norfolk Southern. Wow, no CSX up here. I think I'm sticking around. And up there in the mountainside, passes the Pennsylvania Turnpike's Northeast Extension. We passed it earlier as well. This road takes us to US 209, which takes us into Jim Thorpe. This is Lehigh Valley, where the Mom and Pa's predecessors wanted to come way back when. Looks like before Mom and Pa, they called it the Baltimore and Lehigh Railroad. There you go, more history for you. Railroad history. And about to pass beneath the Northeast Extension. Didn't we do that once already? And up here, as promised, US 209. South to the left, north to the right. And again, brand new stuff up there I never saw before. Even this place is changing. Hope Jim Thorpe still exists. This is a southbound route. We're looking almost due north again on a southbound route. Nothing here goes the right direction. There was a railroad track along that grass at one time. Now nothing. Still a track way over there, but I can't get it from here. Oh well. But almost there. Just a few more miles. Well, got some track down there. Anyway, here we are, 4 hours later, after our departure. And over there someplace is Jim Thorpe. After a 10-year absence, we're here. Complete with railroad. Welcome to Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania. After the Indian athlete. Yep, all they got here was a dead Indian. But they were promised jobs and prosperity. So the legend goes. And up by the bend, you'll see Jim Thorpe's grave. Right there, there's the memorial. There's his grave, right over there. Hey, Jim. And Jim Thorpe Station. Gotta find a place to park and check it out. Maybe I'll sneak in here. Here we are. Your bullfrog made it. Before checking out the station, let's check out Jim Thorpe's grave. Never did that before. But beneath this monument, dedicated to defenders of the Union, lies a dead Indian. But this is it, the quaint town of Jim Thorpe. Molly McGuire's pub there, in the first floor of the Hotel Switzerland. And more of downtown Jim Thorpe. And the road that brought us here. And there it is, we came out of there. And back at Jim Thorpe Station, with the old town name still up there. Now we're trackside, facing almost due north. They offer train rides here. I guess the train is out right now. And up there, the current name of the town. Maybe I'll do that. Let's see if we can go in and check things out. They're open. Oh. We'll need those later. Of course, Dolly's going for the propaganda. Oh, Panorama magazine.
Which one? Hershey.
This is where Dolly's conversing with folks. Nice classy station though. But this place is classier yet when the original trains ran. Even Beatlemania and Jim Thorpe. Alright, check out the rest of this place. Back into the real world. Good old Jim Thorpe. That reminds me of Back to the Future. Save the clock tower. Here's the ticket booth. But apparently it's closed. They haven't started running yet, as I thought they did. But here's the damage for riding a train. That's what they call it, the Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway. Put the words Scenic Railway after any other railroad name, and you'll make a few bucks. Hey, he worked for Cass and the Western Maryland. But I think it's better to photograph the station during the early morning hours when the sun's on this side. Now it's in the shadows, and the lighting is semi-horrendous. It looks pretty neat though. That's good to know. Ten years back, there's a lot of rolling stock parked in this yard. Now it's empty. So there you have it, again. Jim Thorpe and the train station. Nestled here in the mountain valley. And even here, stuff in the mountainside. Alright, back to our vehicle, the Frogmobile, up here somewhere. Gotta keep these meters fed though. I'll find out from somebody. If it just expires in 10 seconds, you gotta pay $20. There we are, at the 209 sign. They're departing Jim Thorpe. Right there, there are icicles in my last video that I uploaded from this place. No icicles today. It's almost 70 degrees. Wow, what a difference. And of course, departing on US 209 southbound. They're facing west-northwest at this point. Now we're coming to something or other. PA 93. That takes you towards Hazleton to the north, and McAdoo, then on to Scranton. We're going to see Tamaka after all. If that sign back there is to be believed. We're in Pennsylvania, and they don't lie to you up here. And now another hamlet of sorts. Another Shakespearean play. Whatever. One of the many towns of sorts along our route. And now facing south on a southbound route. Finally. We're now facing west again on our southbound route. Roads here never go where they say they're going. I'm now passing through Lansford, Pennsylvania. Another one of our hamlets, little pigs, whatever. Towns of sorts. We're on 209, just past Route 902. 902 is 209 backwards, in case you haven't figured that out. Still, a major U.S. highway without much traffic. Around my way, this doesn't happen. Now entering Tamaka, Pennsylvania. Another crossing up here, but no run by in Tamaka, not today. And up here, road that we were on earlier, Route 309. We're not going to take it this time though. That way goes north towards Scranton. As I said, that's formerly US 309. Now State 309. But now this road's State 209 instead of US 209. This part of 209 got demoted. Wonder how far back. Wonder when it was that I missed it. The demotion. Both time-wise and mileage-wise. And up there another railroad. But no run-by. And up there the train station, behind all those poles. Right there, that brick building. But again, no run-by, as I said. And downtown Temecula, right here. Where else is it going to be? But being it's after 4 p.m., around 4:02, 4:03, I guess I'll make tracks, so to speak, for my part of the world. But stick around, still some good ride to come. And to our left, and a railroad grade over there, now a trail. I say bring back the track. And again facing north on a southbound route. As I said, up here roads don't go where they say they're going. We'll curve back to the west, okay. And over here to the right, a patriotic place. Kinda, sorta. I'm now about to pass through New Philadelphia. Doesn't look that new to me. I think the old one's newer. Now we're about to depart it. That was quick. Now passing through Cambola, Pennsylvania. That's right. You can't make stuff like that up. That's what it's called. Now passing through Port Carbon, Pennsylvania. As I keep saying, you can't make up this kind of stuff. Hairpin curves and all. You gotta thread your way through here like a needle. Well, 209 South turns left at the light. Good, I saw that sign. And again at the foot of a mountain, as are most towns around here. Now we're coming into Pottsville. Up here is the turn for Centralia, but I gotta leave that for another ride. So subscribe so you don't miss Centralia whenever I go out there. But enjoy Kutztown. And I'll try to as well. Up ahead is Highway 61. That's what Bob Dylan sang about back in the 60s. That takes you to Potsdam, or rather to Centralia, making a right and going to the north. That'll be for another ride. Another mountainside town. and still picking through Pottsville. And again facing north on a southbound route. This almost looks like Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, on US 30, doesn't it? And again, facing west. And going around something here, a memorial of sorts. Okay, time to get out of Dodge. I mean Pottsville. And now we're out of Dodge. Pottsville, whatever. In case you're keeping score, we left Jim Thorpe almost an hour ago. Now it's around 4:31. We've come 33 miles from there. Now listening to Crosstown Traffic by Jimi Hendrix. No town here. Cross-county traffic. But at least, not much of it. Some more old stuff along the way. I'm now passing through Newtown. Not the one you think. Not the one you heard of. Other kids here are still safe. I think. Another crossing up here. But again, no run by. Wouldn't mind catching one here. Interesting spot to get a run by in. But somehow I lost US 209, and now I'm on PA 125 southbound. But don't know how that happened. It doesn't matter. I'm still going the right way. Heading for southbound I-81. It's the first time for me on this road. Inadvertently. Again. Lots of pine forests. Lots of evergreens. What's the opposite? Nevergreen. And up ahead, I-81, which will pick up southbound, of course. We're outside of a town called Ravine. Again, you can't make up stuff like that. And up there's a place is the ravine through the trees. But from here back to Baltimore, the route's rather straightforward. Better than crooked backward. Merging onto 81 southbound. And part of our ravine right here. First time for me in digital. We pick up this road as far as I-83 southbound, and that's it. Still a couple hour drive though. And I-81 is much rougher than it was 10 years ago when I last traveled it. And up here the exit for Lebanon, Pennsylvania. Anyone need bologna? Up here, I-78 splits off and goes to the east, to the left. But we're staying south on this route to I-81, I-83 rather. A peaceful expressway. None of these are on my way. And again, facing almost due west on a southbound route. Up ahead is the exit for Fort Indiantown Gap. If you can make out the sign there. What's the significance? My lady's grandfather has a street at the fort named after him. So she has some claim to fame there. But up here, I do believe it's about time for a pit stop. And here it is, our pit stop by the mountains. Then back on the road again. We're quick. Now departing I-81, picking up I-83 southbound. The last leg of our journey back to Baltimore. I-83 southbound. And over there, South 283 bears off. That's the road that takes you to 3 Mile Island. We'll take you there someday too. And come back glowing in the dark. Now bypassing Harrisburg, up that direction someplace. The capital of PA. And about to recross the Susquehanna. Down there somewhere. There we go. Up here we're finally about to go south on a southbound route. For good. Finally facing south. For good this time. And up there, one more mountain as we get prepared to pass over the Pennsylvania Turnpike. The main part of it this time, from Philadelphia to Pittsburgh. And we're staying on this one. Now approaching the York area. Up here's the place you cross there with the Northern Central trackage. Somebody put up a YouTube video, just looking down real quick, and that's it. No track, no train or nothing. Just took a guess over the bridge. Hope he isn't watching this. Right down there somewhere. That's what the guy did who put up his YouTube video. And I just did it. But he's one of these bridges up here. Don't know if it's this one, but the Mauch Railroad once passed. Or it could be this one. But each one of them once passed the Mauch. Now long taken up. I've seen it down there when it existed, but never photographed it. Oh, it'll be there forever, right? Over there is part of Lake Redmond, York's water supply. Another 45 more miles and my labors are over. Now we're passing the Shrewsbury area. The last Pennsylvania exit for this road. Our next exit will be in Maryland. And then we cross back into Maryland. Right here's the state line. Just crossed it. Actually, right here. Now we just did. Officially back in Maryland now. But as the saying goes, we have miles to go before we sleep. We left Jim Thorpe almost 3 hours ago. I've come 135 miles from there over this route. We have a car transport in front of us, driving semi-erratically. Hit the sauce already? It's still early yet. Before he was crossing the line, as he's doing now. See if I can safely get around him without putting myself at risk. But he's just bouncing around right now in that lane. Now braking for some reason. Probably saw the flashing light on the front of my camera. Thought I was a cop. Right about now, I wish I was. And now via time lapse, back in the Baltimore suburbs. How about that? While playing that Who song, won't get fooled again. But something tells me I will. Nope, not my theme song. Wish it was. And up here, about to pick up our beltway clockwise. I-695. They call it the inner loop. I call it clockwise. Because that's what it is. And now we're on it. And back in our part of the world, at long last. So our return trip from Jim Thorpe over this route was 160 miles over the freeways. The route going up was 155 miles, 5 miles less than this. Our total mileage for the day, 316 miles. 316 as we arrive back in the hood. I'll park here, I'll claim the space. Somebody was behind me talking about to do this awkwardly. In this hood, they don't behave as they should. Finally got it in. That almost sounds sexual. Alright. Better get in there. Got some heavy duty video editing to do. So as you can all watch this video. Oh, you already watched it. That's right. I'm off the hook. Hope you enjoyed Jim Thorpe. Back at ya.